I'm making this video about the Rayshard Brooks case, and this is going to be a controversial video. I'm not excusing what he did, as in wrestling the taser, but this video is going to be mostly in defense of Rayshard Brooks. That's Rayshard Brooks right there. You see a picture right there. He does appear to be kind of hood from the streets. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The truth is, the police officers in America have got to go. Yes, this is a war against the police. I think I would know that because I had no criminal record until I had encounters with the police while driving, not while working or while walking down the street, just while driving. I had a chance to look at the video. For those that don't know, for those that haven't seen the video, for those that don't realize, I've had a chance to look at most of the video, and it's clear to me that a person that's sleeping in their car, I guess it's his car right here in front of the Wendy's, so I guess he's tired or sleeping. He fell asleep in his car. Okay, now here's the problem. If you see the car, it's at the drive-thru. Why can't the officers just say, leave the car there and go to the walk home? This is private property. Let me show you something again. I'm gonna go ahead and back this up. Do you see where this car is located? It's in a drive-thru. It's in private property. It is not located any place on public property. This is so Wendy's is in charge of this property. Wendy's is in charge of the property, not the police. And don't give me that the police is in charge of any little property. You can actually be drunk in your driveway. As soon as that vehicle is stopped, it doesn't matter if the vehicle is running. People run the vehicle because they have AC on. I've sat in my car. I've been a security guard, and I've had the cars running, and I was just dead asleep in my 20s when I was a security guard. And so I know for a fact that people run these cars, you know, the way they do. Now, I wasn't drunk or anything as a security guard, but I fell asleep a lot, working 18-hour days, 20-hour days as a rover. The problem with this is that why can't police officers, especially white police officers, be considerate Americans and show us black men how to behave ourselves so we can move to the next level in life? That's partially because of how America was created. It wasn't founded to do what's right. This land was stolen from Native Americans, and the people that came here for evil intentions. So you're not going to get a police officer to say, hey, man, you okay tonight? Can I get you a coffee? Or do you want to go inside and buy a coffee? Or were you looking to go buy you some ice cream or something? You know, remember, this is a parking space. So I'm going to pull up another video here. And these are not my videos, so I want to put that out there. These are not my videos. But it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm watching the brother, and it looks like
Because I wasn't leaving. I told her, baby, let's go. Because I'm hungry. I need
he looks normal to me. He's more intelligent than me. This guy is more articulate than me. I've watched this guy. I'm a felon too, and this guy is almost as articulate as I am. But he knew. Don't let no white man put you in no cuffs these days. What I'm seeing is different than Chandre Smith with dreadlocks and his pants are sagging. I'm not sensing that in this case. You know, had that been Chandre or DeAndre Smith walking around with dreads and his gold teeth in his mouth, and okay, whatever. Nobody would care. This guy is a normal guy. Don't bring up no criminal stuff. Nobody cares. He got a little hood in him, but he's not stupid. He's apparently pulled in that Wendy's because maybe he didn't feel good, or maybe he had a couple drinks, or maybe he was just tired. When he's talking to the officers, I don't see a drunk, slurring person. I'm not sensing that. And so, for those that want to defend the officers, you're typical trash Americans. You're more than racist. You're trash. You don't see anybody in Norway defending these officers. It's always garbage American or Brits. These are bastard Europeans. The Bible tells us that. They're not the Anglo, Nordic, or whatever that original white was. These are bastards. They're those fallen, they come from those fallen Aryan angels who terrorized the earth and destroyed everything. And that's what led to the human downfall of humans, the fall of man. And they look just like white people also. And those seeds, they mingle all throughout Europe. And now Europe has fixed a lot of their problems. They got free health care for everybody. This is the only country left now. And this, and I think a few other countries, this country is headed for disaster. I mean, you can't even be asleep in your car anymore without a bunch of pig thugs in blue. Yeah, blue lives don't matter. That's evil. That doesn't make any sense. This guy's intelligent. He's from the hood, but you can see he's not that bad of a person. You know a drunk person, they're slurring and they can barely speak and they have all these problems. So maybe he just was tired. I've been a security guard and I've been tired. And there are some times where, as a security guard, years ago in my 20s, before I got a felony, as a security guard, I've seen people who were pulled into parking lots just to get some rest from far away someplace, or some were sick or something. They just diabetic attack or something. I've seen people do this. But apparently he was asleep in the Wendy's drive-thru with cars going around him. All Wendy's had to do is come outside and do a little tap on the window. I guess they were afraid, and just ask them to stand there and do a little tap. And, you know, I've tapped on people's window as a security guard in 2006 at Fulton Homes in the Phoenix area. I live in Tampa, back in Tampa where I'm from now, but I lived in Phoenix, and I was at 135th Avenue out there in Avondale. I saw a car parked, and I saw it shaking like crazy. And I walk up, and there are two 17-year-olds just going at it. And I do a nice tap on the window and say, you know, this air is closed. I turned my head when I saw the girl naked. When the window rolled down, I made sure I turned my head and I said to the guy, the window's closed. I didn't call no police. I didn't make a scene. I just said this area is closed off. Understand? I could have made a big deal and called the police and got those two roughed up, or a dog or something, police dog or something, sicked on them, and no. And that was in 2006. And yeah, I was jealous. I was 24 years old. And I saw these two 17-year-olds, you know, attractive kids going at it in the car. And, you know, I could have made a big fuss out of that. Just say, hey, it's closed and, you know, get out of here. But, you know, I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And these officers, they're just animals. This has got to stop. They know in their hearts, they just want to find something to put this black man in jail over. When he realized that they were the devil, he fought. He fought to get free, because there was no excuse in that. You don't have to arrest him because he was asleep in his car. That is private property. That's private property. Many people have their cars parked in parking lots sometimes because they've had too much to drink. You could get in your car and crank it up and have had too much to drink, and you're going to go ahead and leave it there. In his case, he was in a Wendy's. So the legal person, okay, in charge of that property would be the manager on duty that day, because Wendy's is open, and he's in line to buy something to eat or get something to drink to maybe sober up, or maybe he's not feeling good. But for what I'm hearing, he appears to be an articulate person, and he also appears to be coherent. He don't look like he's out of it. What he senses is that these police officers don't care. They have no remedies for him. They have no alternatives for him. The only thing they want is to throw the black man in jail. That's all they want. And remember, I'm speaking in the form of a conservative independent, not as a liberal. You understand? I'm speaking in form of, you just can't go out here and commit crimes and and such. But I'm looking at this, and it's clear as day. The police officers are dead wrong, like they have been doing the last 10 years or so in America. They're getting out of hand. All you have to do is say, knock, knock, everything okay? Pull up there. You all right? If you can sense that he's on something, or you can sense that he's drunk or whatever, ask him who can come and get that car. Does he have anybody in his family he can call? Does he have a cell phone on him? Okay, I'm gonna park behind you until you get somebody to come and get your vehicle, or someone take you away. That's all you got to do. In 2012, right here in Tampa Bay, in 2012, you can look me up for Hillsborough County. I got a ticket. That's proof. But in 2012, I'm driving down the street and I'm on probation. I'm on felony probation for 1 year. If I'm on probation because I threatened the Jacksonville police officers for harassing me. I had no criminal record. In 2011, I had no criminal record. I threatened the cops for harassing me. Anyway, back to the subject. 2012, I'm serving my 1 year probation. I'm driving. I just got out of jail 6 months, and I'm driving, and a police officer pulls me over, a black woman police officer, and she runs my plate and tells me to step outside and get behind, put my hands behind my back, and my license is suspended. And I said, I didn't know. I had no idea. I had left jail, and here I am telling the cop I just left jail. That's not exactly a good thing, a good excuse, right? Apparently, yeah. She said, I can see that you were in jail. They can see it on their computer screen. No matter, as long as you're in a Florida jail, they can see it. Anyway, she verified it, but she said, who can come get this car? Because right now I'm under arrest unless I have someone come get that car or a tow truck come and get it. I'll give you 30 minutes, or, and I called my parents and they came and sure enough, they were very nice about it. Another officer, she called for backup. Another officer come up and they said, you can go because you didn't know that your license was suspended. So you're clear to go, because the notice never got sent to me. My apartment got evicted in Jacksonville. So I had no idea all that time that it was suspended. But anyway, my parents came and got that car and drove me out of there. And see, that was very nice of them and tactful. That's called consideration. Now look at how they spread that energy to me. But these two white cops, they're animals. They're not here to be considerate. They don't care. And this looks like a normal, everyday guy. If you look at him, he doesn't look like somebody that, you can be afraid of. He looks like he can work in concrete or construction, or he might even can work in an office. He might even could be a mechanic or something. He don't look like a throwed away garbage. Based on what I'm seeing in this video here. Now, he's probably from the hood, got some street in him, but he's articulate. He's not complete trash. Okay, now, I am against him grabbing that officer's taser, but I'm 100% for him fighting the two officers because they're garbage. I tried that same thing in 2011. I fought two officers. Of course, I lost, but I'm not as big as this guy, but I was able to fight them because they're animals. That's what they're here to do until the end of the world. And all these people are backing the guys in blue. Yeah, tell that to God or, Christ or whoever is coming back to judge everybody. Oh, God, I wear my seatbelt. God's gonna be like, I don't care about no seatbelt. God, I don't drink and drive. I follow the law. God ain't gonna care about no stupid man's law. Okay, you don't supposed to be eating pork. You don't supposed to be eating blood. Really, we don't supposed to be eating any meat on this earth, really. There's real important things on this earth that mankind is violating, okay? Especially white Americans. They're not even Europeans anymore. And this has got to stop. This is evil and it's immoral. You don't beat nobody or kill somebody because they were asleep in their car in a private property. If the car's running, ask him to pull up. What's going on? It's not stolen. You think he's on drugs? You know the scary part about this situation? The biggest scary part that I have about this situation is what if it's just a person that's diabetic and you tell them to step out and do that little dance that they want him to do. Put your leg up here and walk down the line. And a diabetic person having a diabetic attack can't do that either. You know what I'm saying? Many people don't have they don't have their insulin shots or whatever. So you just can't assume someone is under the influence. Now, I think they did an alcohol test on him, and he was maybe right at the limit. I'm not sure, but what I do know is that the police officers could have been professional in a time like this and show, hey, can I get you a coffee? Or do you have your own money? And I'll take you inside and get you a coffee and sober you up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost their jobs and are upset with the pandemic and different things. So they are stressed out. And that can lead to a lot of people drinking and doing things, overly drinking that they shouldn't be doing. You understand what I'm saying? This guy in particular, I believe they say he was on probation for spanking his kids or something. But I don't believe he has a habitual record, whereas he was in and out prisons all his life, and he's worked and tried to get jobs. But right now, I think the pandemic, he's not working. That's very stressful on people right now. And it's just dumb for cops to just come out here just to start something. Those cops came to that scene just to start something. That's why they came there, and that's why they killed him. And while wrestling, they realized they couldn't beat him, and they saw the taser. They knew he had the taser. Of course, they know how big the taser is. They can see it. They know that's not a gun. They just wanted a reason to be trigger happy, to go out and kill, a picnic or pick a Negro to kill, so to speak. So they're just out here to find somebody to hang, and they know what they were doing. I just pray and hope this ain't staged or anything, because it's very suspicious. The car's sitting there, and it looks very suspicious to me. But we'll take it face value, and we'll say that 25% is on Rayshard, 75% is on the cops. Because number one, they could have just pushed his car up there. He drove it himself into space. Okay, so he's not that out of it. And then he's very calm and talking to them. This guy is intelligent. He didn't sound like Lil Wayne or Snoop Dogg, or he didn't have that kind of accent. He sounded very intelligent. Then when he realized that they don't care how intelligent you are, they want to put you in jail for no reason. Cops have all the power in the world to let someone come and get your vehicle. They have all the power to say, hey, come and get that vehicle. Come and have a family member come and get your vehicle, and we'll release you right here, Or you can walk home, or we'll take you home, or you can just walk. He don't trust the police. Who does? I don't. They're animals. They're beasts. They're savages, especially the white police officers. They're savages and they're demons. They're not Anglo-Saxon. Okay? They're not RH positive type 0, I think it is, Anglo-Saxon. They're savage demons. That's what they are. That's what they live and breathe for. At the time of the end in America. For those that don't realize, America was created, or the Americas, all of the Americas, including Canada, was the birthplace. It's not the birthplace, it's the graveyard for the fallen angels, Nephilim children. Whereas the fallen angels are in South Pole, in thick darkness, in chains of darkness. All those spirits were placed all throughout the Americas. And that's when Native American Canaanites came here, and when they realized their mistake, they came here to worship these evil things. When they realized their mistake, they started locking them back in prisons through rituals. Europeans knew about this, and they came here to unlock so they can get to be the strongest people in the world. And that's why America is the strongest evil nation in the world. It's an abomination. That's why the accent of white Americans is not the same as Great Britain or Australia or New Zealand. How can that be? Those demonic entities use those bodies, and that changed that British act. They dumped black slaves all throughout the Caribbeans, who to this day never changed their British accent. And they have less criminality than us black American men. They're less criminal. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at this, and it's what it is, people. It's what it is. You got to be the stupidest person in the world to back the blue in America. There's nothing wrong with backing law and order. America wasn't created to be a law and order. They came here and they destroyed people's land, stole their bodies. And when they realized that they can get power over England, the British, they came over here because they knew what they were doing. They were tapping into something evil. And that evil now is in every white child that's born in America. They're called underworld spirits. And now we black Americans, we have our little hood black accent or whatever you want to call it. Africans don't have our accent. Even Jamaicans don't have our accent. Where'd that accent come from? Where did black gangster rap come from? They know it came from hell below. Nephilim, evil. But then some of us still come out with a brain because our black genes are so strong that even demons themselves have a hard time fully controlling us. That's why every haunted house you see, it's always a little white girl or some old lady or some crap. Well, white lady is never really black people. When they see black people, they run. All those haunted TV shows you watch, as soon as a bunch of black people show up, those ghosts are out of there. Okay, then sometime, if it's black American, we don't have enough energy. Bring some dark-skinned black Africans here. Let them move into the most haunted house. And those demonic ghosts will run and scatter. They are scared to death of those black Africans. Now move some Europeans or some white people in there and they'll terrorize those white people. The house will be empty for years. Okay, so I'm just letting you know the power that, black people have. I'm not advocating black power in any way, shape, or form, but I am standing, that I'm a black American man and I'm standing up for my people in America, and I can't take this no more. And we've got to stand up and put an end to this protest, peacefully. And this right here is a travesty. There's no way that he deserved to die. And I'm not a guy sitting here saying every time a police officer kills a black person, oh, the cop is just at fault. But this is clear that the cops clearly started this. Okay, really, Wendy started it. It's their fault. They could have tapped on his window and told him to move up, and they'll get to him later. You're blocking. Now, if it's reported that they knocked on his window and he got violent or something, that's different. Then the cops are coming to deal with a disorderly conduct situation. That's not what's going on here. What's going on here is he was asleep. He just fell asleep. He was tired. Once he got awoken, the police had enough, enough to say, hey, move up here. And that's it. It's private property. So the only thing they have enough power to do is to tell him to move up here. And it's the manager's responsibility to say, hey, your car can be here, but come and get it the next day or to get towed. It's not the police's call. That's not a public street. It's the manager of that store's responsibility to say, hey, that car can or cannot stay here. And they can check his license, see it's good, and that's that. The cops are 100% wrong in this case. I'm going to say 75 to 80. And he's wrong for grabbing a taser, but he's right for fighting with them because they didn't properly let him know why he's been arrested and what for. When he clearly asked him that he can walk away, he's on private property. That's not their property. Cops can go on private property when a physical crime like robbery has been committed. Sleeping in the car, even if you're impaired, that's not grounds to put you in cuffs. No, it isn't, because he's not moving. It's not a moving violation. There's many situations where you're sitting in the car that's running and a cop can't come up and bother you for any reason. Okay? A cop can't hand you a seatbelt ticket if you're in a parking space with your car running and you're not driving. He can't legally do that. Can he? No. You have to be driving on a public street. Turn out of that. As soon as you leave that parking lot and the seatbelt ain't on, boom, cop can get you on that. One of your lights are broken, boom, he can get you on that. Other than that, he has no power to come on that private property and do a DNA test. Sorry about that. Do a field sobriety test. So the drunk test. He has no DUIs. He has no power to do a DUI test on your parking lot or your private driveway or someone else's. Once you get ready to leave, now if he sees that you're impaired on that property, he can tow your vehicle away and seize your driver's license. Every state has that. The seizure of it happened to me. And my license was suspended, and I still had the card. And they said, I'm taking this card and I'm cutting it up in half, and you have a nice day, and here's your ticket for driving without a license, without knowledge. And that's what they gave me. They still gave me a ticket. And what I was doing was considered a felony or a misdemeanor, like a felony or misdemeanor, but I didn't know. But someone came, they gave me time for someone to come and get the car. And in this case, it's the same thing. Just give the guy time to have someone come get the car and let him go and let the manager decide, hey, he can't leave that car there. Yes, he can come and get it later on tonight or whenever. But one cup of coffee can actually sober someone up. One cup of coffee. But cops in America, especially white cops, they're not here to be your friend. As you see in the commercial, they're here to start things. They're here. They don't set an example. And outside this police discussion, white people in America don't set anybody an example. They're savages and they're demons. And these recent Bible porn, bangmeintheass.com, jerkoffonthebible.com, we Mormons get fucked in the ass.com, and let's have sex in church and mock Christ.com, and all that kind of shit is telling you that something is wrong with white Americans. So don't expect us black Americans to be fully there when you don't set us an example. If anything, go out and arrest those kind of people. I'm not Mr. Perfect because I have a problem watching nudity and porn. That's how I know about it. I'll tell you one thing, I ain't watching nothing like that. I'm not going to watch anybody jerking off on the Bible. Absolutely not. Hell no. That's like real bad luck right there. If white people, if white judges and juries and cops and all these authorities had a brain, that's what they would be doing. Cleaning this nation up. And instead of police reform, they gave LGBT or whatever reform. And that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. But this clearly shows that this man is only 20% guilty only for grabbing the taser. The fighting part and running away was his right. Even with the taser in his hand, they know he has a taser. They just want to find a reason to kill him. That's all they want to do. We all know, had that been a woman who grabbed that taser, especially like an old white lady, they would not have shot her. They would have punched her and threw her down. Okay? And had it been a white man, they probably would have shot him in the leg. The truth of the matter is this could have been avoided, and let the cops that are so-called good cops out here look at this and see for yourself that all you have to do is de-escalate the situation. You see the car, it's in a parking space now. Tell them to start walking. Ask the manager at Wendy's, can he leave it there? If not, give the guy some time to get somebody to come and get it. Or, buy him a coffee. You can see he's coherent, so he's not slurring and really slobbering at the mouth and like some people who are drunk, like most of them actually. So you can see he's there, and that's all you got to do. The sad thing about this is that breathalyzers are still not accurate because mouthwash, you can fail a breathalyzer test with mouthwash. Okay? One time I did a colon cleanse. I drink olive oil sometimes, and I get that same drunk feeling when I do a colon cleanse, and I drink olive oil behind that. I sleep just like that. And I'm not the brightest person when I do a colon cleanse or liver cleanse. And, you have no idea. I'm not here to make excuses for people. But this right here was avoidable. Then he kicks the guy. He don't just stop there. You see right here, one of the officers kicked the guy on purpose. Then when the cameras, people start showing up with their cell phones, he starts act like he's all normal. I mean, come on, really? Anyway, I want people to watch this video and share it with others. And this has got to stop. America's on the brink of civil war, and no, whites are not going to win. Everybody's going to lose because when everybody goes crazy, all those NATO troops, all those governments are going to come here and finish off the country. I don't care if the supremacists I don't care about the conservative or the pro-gun. When everything go crazy, NATO, the United Nations, and all the countries are going to come, and China especially, they're going to swarm this place, okay? They're not going to put up with this. They're not going to put up with this. This has got to stop. You hear that, white police officers? Stop it. Show us how to be an example. You haven't showed us how to do anything all these years. You got high divorce rates. Then we copied you, the black communities. Now we have out of control, out of wedlock children. But it starts with you. All that starts with an example from you. And you're not giving us that example. And until you do, you have no right to claim that blue lives matter.